Joined on the line by Ulrich Roux, a director at BDK Attorneys. Ulrich, a very good morning to you and welcome to AM.
Good morning, Albert. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First and foremostly, let's take a look at the sentence. 5 years in jail, that's for culpable homicide, and 3 years suspended for 5 years. Just break that down for us a bit, please.
Well, we must be very careful because the sentence is 5 years imprisonment in terms of Section 2761I of the Criminal Procedure Act. And in terms of that section, it states very clearly that a person must serve a minimum of 1/6 of its sentence. So in this case, it will be 10 months of the 5-year imprisonment, after which he could be eligible for correctional supervision. So theoretically, he could serve 10 months in prison. If he shows good behavior whilst being detained, the Commissioner of Correctional Services could very well take a decision to have him released from imprisonment and then placed under correctional supervision, which effectively is house arrest for the remainder of his sentence.
So what you are suggesting is that Oscar is not likely to serve a full sentence under South African law?
No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying that. That is a fact. He's been sentenced under Section 2761I. He only needs to serve a minimum of 10 months.
Sure. Now, how likely is the state to appeal the case at this point in time?
Well, they will consider the sentence and they will, reconsider the judgment and all of that, and they will have to make a decision. But, they have 14 days within which to do that, and we'll have to see if they do. Remember, the state can only appeal on grounds of the law, not on facts of the case. In other words, they can only appeal if they say that Judge Masipa misinterpreted the law when convicting Oscar. So, in other words, that she misinterpreted the principles of dolus eventualis when she convicted him of culpable homicide.
Now, Judge Thokozile Masipa did say that finding an appropriate sentence is a challenge. Sentencing is not a perfect exercise, but do you think that this sentence is fitting for the crime?
Yes, I think given the fact that he's been convicted of culpable homicide, it is a fair and a just sentence. We see in practice sentences in terms of Section 2761I being imposed on a daily basis. And it is there to, obviously imprison the person and make him serve a term of imprisonment. But then if he shows good behavior whilst being detained and he shows that he can be rehabilitated or he has been rehabilitated, then to release him into society. He's still under very strict conditions. He will be placed under house arrest. He will only be able to attend to work, church, or other designated functions that the court prescribes. But I think in this instance, given the fact that he's been convicted of culpable homicide, it is a fair and just sentence.
Now, do you think, though, that the Steenkamp family and society at large will be satisfied with the sentence? Because a number of people, there was an outcry when he was found guilty of culpable homicide and not murder in the first instance.
No, and that is obviously one of the important factors to consider when sentencing is the interests of society and the impact that a sentence does have on society. And I think that, regardless of what the sentence was going to be, there was always going to be an outcry, either by people who said he was to receive a longer term of imprisonment or people who said that he should never have been sentenced to imprisonment. So I think, it's a very difficult balancing act to get that right. But one must remember that the court's function is not to serve public opinion, or it is to serve public interest and what is in the interest of public. So, it's not, the court is not there for a popularity contest. The court is there to ensure that justice is done and is seen to be done. So, I think in general, I think the public should be satisfied with the sentence.
Now, this case, the Oscar Pistorius case and the Jub sentencing reduced from 25 to, I can't remember the exact sentence, I think it was
8 years.
To 8 years. What does it say about South Africa's justice system to the world in general?
Well, remember, in both cases, the accused people were convicted of culpable homicide, and that is the negligent killing of another person. So, in my opinion, the sentences are just, especially in the Jub matter. I mean, 8 years. If a person acted in a negligent way is a good sentence. It's definitely not a slap on the wrist. It's a big difference between having intention to kill someone or to commit a crime and doing it unintentionally and effectively making a mistake.
Ulrich, as always, thank you so much for your input. That was Ulrich Roux from BDK Attorneys on the line.